Hello, today I will be showing you how to compile A Link to the Past PC port, otherwise known as Zelda 3. We are going to need a couple of files to start out with. You're going to need the master zip file, which you can get from this GitHub. Link will be in the description. Once you're here, it has the README down here. We will be using this for compiling. But what you'll need to do is grab the master zip right here. I currently have it right here. You will also need to download and install Python, as well as download the Community 2022 Visual Studio, which I will be going over a little bit later. So after you have all of this here, Python's installed, we are going to be extracting this Zelda 3 file. I'm just going to extract it right in here to its own folder. After extracting that file, we will go back to the Zelda 3 GitHub, scroll down, and we will see that we're going to need to provide our own US ROM of A Link to the Past. We're going to need to put that into the tables folder and rename it to Zelda 3. And it has to be a specific ROM that has this hash value. And what we can do is we can take our ROM that you have acquired, and we can use a checksum online, drag it over to here, and we can see that this right here matches the given one, so we know we have the correct one. So what we'll do is we are going to rename that to Zelda 3. I already have that current here. We're going to copy that. We're going to go over to that folder that we just extracted. We're going to place this inside of the tables folder. Now we're going to be installing some dependencies, so you can come down here, you can type in cmd to get to a command prompt, or if you're already in any folder, it really doesn't matter, you can do the same thing here. And we're going to install these dependencies right here called Pillow and PyYAML. So it's the command we're going to be running is pip install pillow YAML PyYAML. So we're just going to paste that in. And I already have them installed, so it's giving me this, but it should go through and install it for you. These dependencies are the reason why we installed Python alongside of what we're going to be doing next. Now, once we have that moved into the tables folder, what we're going to do is make sure you have Python installed. And then we're just going to go up here, we're going to type in cmd to bring up a command prompt. And that puts us in this folder. And we're going to come over to here, and we need to run these commands right here. So we need to run Python 3 extract underscore resources pi, and it will extract those resources. And as you can see, there's a lot more in this folder now. So after doing that, we have to do the same thing. We've got to compile it, and it will put it in what it says right here. So we do that same thing, but instead of running the extract, we run compile. Once this returns to a new line, we'll know it's been finished. There it is. Alright. Now once that is done, we can close out of this command prompt window. We're not going to need it anymore. We're going to need to install Visual Studio. Now, why I waited to do this was because there is an extra step in the installer. Is we need to, as far as I am aware, when you go to install it, you in the desktop and mobile section, you need to have the net desktop development and the C++. I'm not certain if you need both, but I had both previously installed on my computer for a different project, and I was able to do it with this. So I recommend installing both. Alright, after that's finished installing, you should be greeted with this. We're gonna hit skip this for now. You can sign in if you have an account, but I'm gonna hit skip this for now. I'm gonna choose my default theme. And then it should launch, but we don't really need to mess with this currently. So we can just close out of these two things right here. I'm going to go back to my Zelda 3 folder. I'm going to go into the master folder from the extracted file. And when you scroll down, you should now see a zelda3.sln file. And double clicking this, you should be prompted. And we're going to open that in Visual Studio. Now, there was an error I did get, and I will be showing you how to correct that. So it's going to load the project. Now, in a perfect world, when this all loads in, you should be able to just right click over here where it says Zelda 3 and hit build. But it's probably going to give you some sort of errors. For me, it's not going to this time. However, it did take me a long time to figure this out. You might get a NUGET package error, and it took me forever in order to get that updated and corrected. But I'll show you exactly what I did. So you go up to Tools, NUGET Packet Manager, the packet settings, and then in Sources right here, you'll have to do is you'll have to add this right here. You'll hit this plus icon, call it whatever you want, and then you'll need this web address. And then after doing that, you will be able to go to the same place, leave it settings. That's where we just at. We need to go into the package solution right here. And what you need to do is come over here and select NUGET.org, and you'll have this yellow bar that says something about the package and everything being there, and you can hit repair. And as long as you're selected here on the NUGET.org or whatever you called that source, you should be able to update, and it will update correctly. I had already previously done this, so it's fixed for me, but it took me an awful long time in order to figure out that solution. So yes, after doing that, it will be able to use this SDL2 file and build the thing. Now once that is built, you're done. You essentially have a working Zelda 3. In here you'll see a X34 with a debug folder. This debug folder, I can close this out right now. This debug folder you can take out. I already have it here, but I will replace all the files just to show that this is actually what it is. I will even rename it to Zelda 3 just to show. And in here you should find a Zelda3.exe or just a Zelda 3 file. Open that, and you have Zelda 3. And that's it. You can put this anywhere you want, create shortcuts to your desktop, and you'll have yourself a working A Link to the Past. And that is how you compile Zelda 3 for PC.